We have David Drysdale. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I'm 22 and going to grad school starting in January. Turns out I'm a virgin and never been in a relationship. Is it unattractive for a guy to never be in a relationship in a virgin 2022? We can go around on this really quick. So unattractive for a guy to have never, he's 22, keep in mind. Unattractive for a guy to never be in a relationship and a virgin.
No, I don't.
Let's go around the table. Go ahead.
I've fucked a couple of virgins.
Recently?
Recently, yeah, even that too. But it's just only unattractive if you just kind of cry about being single. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Like, let us show you a good time.
I don't think it's unattractive. It's only unattractive if you turn it into a pity party for yourself.
I don't think it's unattractive. In fact, I like to show the ropes.
I don't think it's unattractive either. It's kind of cute at the same time.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think it's inherently unattractive to be a virgin. In fact, I feel like it can be quite endearing as long as you're like some of you mentioned, not having a pity party about it.
Absolutely not a deal breaker for me, no.
Oh, same. Yeah, it's kind of fun to like teach you, you know?
This is all cap.
Stop the
Don't
cap.
listen
Come
to
on,
him.
guys.
What do you mean?
Don't listen
Why
to
do you
him.
think it's cap?
What do you mean?
Come on.
I mean,
Why do you think it's cap?
I get where you guys are coming from, like a compassionate place,
the
but
pity sex.
a guy that's 22 and a virgin, he like. What's crazy is I was a virgin until I was 22. Like it's like a, kind of a crazy coincidence, but it's like you haven't gotten sex yet because you don't have like the social skills to like get it yet, and you have to build that up through like failing, like with a lot of like different kind of girls. But it's like you're gonna struggle if you're a virgin to begin with to attract women, just because you're gonna kind of lack the social skills typically. Because most guys that are like good looking or have social skills, they're having sex. So
I think we just had a different understanding about what unattractive meant. Like, I don't think it's unattractive personality-wise that they think that they're a virgin. Maybe there could be other factors that would make them unattractive.
yeah, I don't think it's the fact that they're a virgin is unattractive, but like a virgin is inherently like not attractive, because otherwise like he would be attracting women and having sex with them, because all guys want to have sex.
It
So
would be
like
fun to corrupt them, like from a sexual standpoint too, I think, right?
I agree.
I mean, these girls are unicorns.
I
Brian.
think, but here's maybe this is the way you're framing it. You're thinking of like an attractive guy, but what if he was a virgin?
No.
But like most guys who are virgins, you're probably not going to be attracted to them.
But are they respectful? And
They could be,
kind.
like,
that's what's important
If
to
they're
me.
like an average
That
Joe.
a guy being respectful and kind is the most. I'm not saying it's
I
not
think that,
important,
I think
but
I
it's the
value
most
those
important.
more than any other traits.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
I was often made
Girls
fun of.
don't like nice
Personally,
guys.
I was
Come
often
on.
made fun of growing up for not having great social skills. I was awkward and shy. So I have a lot of compassion for men who have those same traits.
Yeah,
A lot
honestly.
of women do.
What's that term that when politicians they what's it called? They pander.
Oh, gee.
Come on, you guys are pandering.
No, I am 100%
Come
not
on.
pandering. The thing that is we need to discuss here is how I don't think that being a virgin is a bad thing, because you're having the assumption that being a virgin is somehow your fault. But like we have no idea what kind of people you've met. You don't know how many relationships that you've been through. Like you can't just assume that you are terrible at every relationship, because at the end of the day, if a person is a virgin, we don't actually know what kind of people they've actually met. You can't just assume they have bad social skills. You know, like I feel like that's a bit of an assumption, and I feel like
I mean, I meant socials. Let me specify social skills with women, like interacting with
Yeah.
women. They struggle with that typically if they're a virgin.
Are you really gonna want to teach a guy how to fuck you? Like you want to teach him? That's gonna be such a turn off.
it's not a turn off. Communication is hot.
I think that maybe the power play involved in that dynamic is kind of sexy, especially for those of us in the room that are more dominant.
Don't you feel
Well,
like
okay, so let me ask this: who of maybe show of hands, who's more dom versus sub?
Switch.
Are you more
I'm
okay? Well,
switch.
there's switch, but like
Yeah, we like.
okay, there's switches. All right.
Yeah, I'm switching.
They're all
It depends on
switches.
the dynamic with the person, you know?
Okay.
But
I
there,
feel like I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was gonna say there's JOI, so I mean there's no issue with teaching because we do that kind of already.
Also,
Wait, what's JOI?
Jerk off instructions.
jerk off instructions.
No.
She's
Learning a lot
laughing 'cause
today.
I know.
I just feel like 22 is still kind of young. And if you're still a virgin at 22, that's normal. That should be normal.
What about
Yeah.
a 30-year-old virgin?
Then that could be like different other factors and like again with social skills and like talking with women or something like that, you know.
There's a movement that says that sex is very distracting. A lot of fighters don't have sex beforehand, so maybe they're just like really focusing on other aspects of lives, and like other aspects of their lives are already fulfilled.
Also, there's nothing wrong with teaching, because teaching is a type of communication, and I feel like the number one thing you need to have before you have sex in any way is communication. Like, communication is the key.
Yeah, I agree. And also, like, every girl gets pleased, like, differently. I feel like, in a sense, you kind of have to teach a guy, like, when you first sleep with him, like, how to please you specifically, you know? Yeah, because, like, every person's different.
It is, yeah. Like, all girls are different. All girls want different things. So, like, when you have this blank slate, it's, like, kind of awesome. Just like how a lot of guys prefer virgins.
True.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
is that a
you
thing?
guys must all be outliers because
Yeah.
the vast majority of women don't want to deal with guys who are virgins or sexually inexperienced or don't have the social skills to actually get a girl, get a girlfriend. They're not going to have the prerequisite social skills, the skills in the bedroom. It's going to be a turn off. Like most girls, if they're, you guys said your switches, some of you like lean dom, whatever. Most girls are typically submissive in the bedroom. So they're not going to want to be like, all right, here, move your hips like this. No, correct. Nope, you're doing it wrong. Like most girls are not, they're going to be turned off by that.
No, it's all about communication during sex. Because if you can communicate during sex and be like, oh, this feels good, I like it like this, then it can open up a whole other like can of worms that you can bring into the bedroom.
Okay, but we've established that you guys are outliers here. Most women want men who are come pre-assembled.
No, but most
They don't
women that we
want-
know, most women that we know think the way that we do.
Well, also something worse than being a virgin is being a confident guy who thinks he's really good at sex, but is actually awful.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
true.
He's like, let me show you, and we're like, can't
You
feel
just leave
anything.
unsatisfied.
Like, you don't
Yeah.
understand that a virgin might actually be a relief for some of us after meeting a lot of promiscuous men who are assholes and would slut shame us.
Yeah, and just because you're experienced doesn't mean you're good at sex.
For sure.
Well, I agree with that.